So what's so special about Airstream trailers that makes them last so much longer than everybody else? Well, I'm gonna take you through a little bit of the build process and tell you how these are built differently. But at the end of the day, they started building these in 1931 and they still build them the same way. Which leads me to say, most people say they don't build things like they used to. Well, these guys do. So let's take a look at this 27-foot Airstream Globetrotter, and I'll kind of walk you through how they build these things. So first things first, let's talk about the skin. This is going to be made of all aluminum, not stainless steel. So they have big sheets of aluminum in the factory, and they use hundreds of square feet of it for each trailer. And as you can see here, these curved pieces on the front and back are which gives it its aerodynamic shape. In the factory, they have molds, and they still have molds from 50 years ago. And they actually stretch each piece to a perfect fit, putting hundreds of tons of pressure in the process. These panels are all CNC cut with holes for all of these buck rivets. Once we have the roof, the walls, the front cap, the back cap, and the floor ready to go, they get put together. Speaking of the floor, for the last 3 or 4 years, Airstream has gone from a traditional plywood floor to a composite floor. There's not many things to complain about it on an Airstream, but one thing is if you had a leak, you could have a rotten floor. Well, that problem's solved. Once the walls, front, back, and roof and floor are put together, it's time for a water test. Airstream is one of the only manufacturers that tests their product for leaks. Most times the end user is the tester for leaks, and they fix it at the dealership. Before anything goes inside of this Airstream, it's going to go into a blast chamber where it's going to receive enough water to soak Seattle for a year. It spends 25 to 35 minutes in the booth with a technician on the inside looking for leaks. If one's found, it will go back to the factory floor for repairs before anything goes inside of it. Once the shell is complete, it's placed on a custom ladder frame chassis. This chassis is custom spec'd out by Airstream. They actually bring it in upside down, do all the lower attachments, flip it over, and then drop this shell onto the chassis. One big thing that separates Airstream from every other competitor is the industry standard is to build from the inside out, where Airstream builds from the outside in. That's why these shells can last such a long time, because of the amount of effort put into the exterior. Skilled craftspeople assembled this door by hand, and you can see that it has this nice curve shape that perfectly matches the trailer that it attaches to. All of the furniture inside of every Airstream is also custom built in-house. They have CNC machines that perfectly cut all of the wood. It's laminated and prepared all in the factory. Airstream also has skilled craftspeople that do all of the upholstery. So all of this upholstery is built in-house by people who do this every single day that are highly skilled. The sofa fabrics, everything is all done custom in-house. Testing is very important at Airstream. Throughout its cycle on the factory floor, it will be tested multiple times, and as well, before it leaves the factory, it will go through more testing. That's why dealers love the product, because it comes in complete. Are there imperfections? There can be. Are they frequent? Absolutely not. This is probably one of the reasons that so many people like to restore old Airstreams from the 1960s, 70s, 80s, even from before that, because the shell is its own superstructure. The furniture, the cabinets can all be taken out, and this shell can be reused and rebuilt. Every Airstream has hundreds of hours of labor, thousands of rivets, hundreds of feet of aluminum that make this the most durable, best RV on the market.